Hello my spooky friends, I hope you all had an amazing Christmas if you celebrate it. So I actually had such a comfy Christmas this year with my husband and our two kitties. We ended up exchanging some gifts and playing a couple of games together. We had a new board game called The Night Cage. I don't know if anybody's heard of it, but honestly it is so good. If you're a fan of board games, especially horror themed board games, The Night Cage is absolutely one that you have to get. It's like I think it's 2 to 5 players, and basically you're set in this like underground catacombs type of place, like this really dark, lots of tunnels, and you're lost. It's like completely pitch black and you're lost. Every time you play, you have to pull like a tile out of the deck of tiles in the board game, and you kind of slowly like make your way through the maze, and every tile is either a piece of pathway, or it's like a boss card, or it's like a pitfall or something like that, but you're like gradually making your way through the tunnel by pulling cards at random, and you never know what card you're gonna pull, and it's just so good. And basically you have to reunite, grab a key, so hopefully one of the tiles you pull is going to be a key. You're going to make your way to that key and then make your way to a gate, and then each player who's playing has to have a key and reunite the gate to then unlock the gate and escape. Hopefully that makes sense. It may sound a little bit complicated, but it's not. Once you get down the rule book and you get used to it, you play a few games, it's actually really good. So we ended up playing that, which is kind of like an escape room type thing. And then my husband actually gifted me a game. It was a multiplayer game on Steam. Can't remember what it was called, but it was also like an escape room game, but it was us playing together, and one player was in the past and the other player was playing in the future, and we had to work together to like help each other with puzzles and then just unravel this story as to what happened in the past and also what's happening in the future. It was just so good, and we pretty much spent the day just playing games. We had a lovely dinner, and yeah, it was really wonderful. So that's what we did. So I hope everybody else here watching had a wonderful Christmas as well. So the whole point of this video is to not talk about horror board games. So the horror board games are amazing, but I wanted to show you guys what I got for Christmas, specifically the books that I got for Christmas. My hubby absolutely spoiled me this year with books. So I got a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 new books. There's one big book, which is a very special book. There's one which is a set of 3, and then the rest are singular paperbacks. So we're going to start with the sets first, and then I'll work my way through the paperbacks. So yeah, if you want to see what new books that I have, feel free to carry on watching. We're going to start with the special book. It's absolutely beautiful. We've got silver oiled edges here, and this is The Complete Tales and Poems of Edgar Allan Poe. I mentioned wanting this book quite a while ago. There we go, you can see now. They never stocked it at Barnes & Noble. I saw it online and it said that it was in stock, but we had issues being able to find it in the store. But my husband actually had to ask for this one, and for some reason they did have it in stock, but they didn't shelve it. I don't know if it's because it's just a super special edition. I honestly really don't know. That doesn't make sense because they do stock special editions, so I'm really not sure. Either way, my husband had to ask for this one, but they did have it, so I'm very excited to read this. I recently watched The Fall of the House of Usher on Netflix, and that kind of exposed me to Edgar Allan Poe's works. Obviously I'd heard of Edgar Allan Poe before, but I hadn't really researched any of his works before. I absolutely fell in love with his works after watching that, and that was when I decided I wanted to get a big book of all of his work so I could read his poems, his tales, his short stories. So we have this. I'm going to be reading this. I'm not going to like read it from start to finish like in a big, as I would any other book. I'm just going to read it as and when. It's going to be a nice kind of casual sit down and I just kind of flip through sort of deal. So this is going to be a really lovely, enjoyable, casual read for me. And then the next is my set of 3 books. My husband bought me the Holly Jackson's A Good Girl's Guide to Murder series. I've heard so many good things about this. If you know me, you know that YA horror, YA thriller is a little bit hit and miss for me. I don't normally go for something that's YA only because I like things that are going to scare me and things that are kind of intricate and you know, I have a really solid like mystery behind it. So I find that YA is just a little bit too bland for my liking. But I've heard, even though like this being YA, I've heard that this is absolutely amazing. And I haven't yet read any of these books. I haven't yet read the set. So this is the hardback set of A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. So I am very, very excited to read this. It's a very pretty set as well. I love the box that it comes in. Yeah, I'm very grateful to have these, so yeah. And now we have the 6 paperback books. So we're just going to start from the one at the top. We have The Woman in the Window by AJ Finn. I have watched the Netflix film of this and I really liked it, so I really want to read the book. Really excited to have it. It sounds amazing. A very gripping thriller here. Love a good thriller. One of my favourite genres to read, so I'm really excited to dive into this. And then we have The Kind Worth Killing by Peter Swanson. I don't own anything by Peter Swanson, and actually this was a surprise book for me. I haven't heard of this book before unwrapping it on Christmas. And I hadn't even seen it in stores, so this is one that my hubby picked out because they thought that I would love it, so I am very much looking forward to that. I love that this was a total surprise as well. It seems like maybe it's a thriller as well. Some survival. The strangers playing a game in which they reveal intimate details about themselves, betrayal, unusual bond. Yeah, it sounds pretty damn good, so I'm looking forward to that. Then we have A Flicker in the Dark by Stacey Willingham. I have been seriously looking at this book every time we go to the bookstore. I love the cover so much. It's so pretty and eye-catching, I think. And I have seen this so much on BookTok. So many people and friends, BookTok friends, have been recommending this one and commenting on this one, and so I have pretty high hopes going into this. I am really excited to finally read it. Apparently this is just full of plot twists and I love a good plot twist. Then we have Alice Feeney's His and Hers. Deliciously dark, a twisty tale, stunning and addictive. This is one that I've also had my eye on for a while, and again, I don't own anything else from Alice Feeney, so this is going to be a new author for me, so I'm looking forward to that. Sometimes I Lie. That is actually one of the books that I've had on my radar for a long time as well, so if I read this and I like it, then I'll definitely have to get Sometimes I Lie, because the story to that sounds amazing, and this one sounds amazing as well. It sounds like a murder mystery type thing, lots of suspicion, murder investigation, psychological thriller. So I love that. Absolutely love that. Yeah, I'm excited for this. Then we have Then She Was Gone by Lisa Jewell. So this year was the first year I've read a book by Lisa Jewell. I can't remember what it was called. What was the book I read by Lisa Jewell? I read it recently. I'm pretty sure I have a video on it, but I read so many books, like, oh, my mind is like a sieve sometimes. Either way, I really enjoyed it. I really did enjoy it. It was a mystery. It was a mystery. I absolutely loved it, so I'm very impressed with this author so far, so I'm looking forward to diving into more of her work and seeing if I like this as much. The cover is, again, absolutely beautiful. It sounds very interesting. Harrowing, the perfect distraction, twisty and riveting. So it's like a daughter who disappears, and then a lady meets a man in a cafe and his daughter, but the daughter looks exactly like the young girl that disappeared, like uncanny, like the daughter that disappeared. So it sounds very eerie and very fascinating, so we'll see. But I might have to read this one next. I may have to do that. It sounds very interesting. And then last but not least, we have The Shadows by Alex North. So this is the second book to The Whisper Man that I read this year, and I loved it so much. It doesn't follow the same story as The Whisper Man, I don't believe, but it does have the same detective, Amanda Beck, and it is set in Featherbank, which is the same town, I believe, as The Whisper Man 2. So I think what I'm going to do is, before I read this, I'm going to reread The Whisper Man, just so I can like brush up on the Amanda Beck character, fill myself in on any details and stuff that I may need going into this, even though I don't believe they're you know, directly connected at all. But Alex North is an amazing author, and The Whisper Man I absolutely love, so this has been on my radar for a long time. Ever since I finished that, I knew I wanted to get this one, so apparently it's an absolute page turner and impossible to put down. So I'm very much looking forward to that. I love a mystery. I love a book where I'm reading it and I'm like playing detective in my mind, trying to piece things together, trying to guess like, oh, is that person involved? Is that person involved? It's just so fun for me to do. And that's why I love thrillers, because thriller is like horror and mystery combined, so it's the best of both worlds. So that is it. That is all the books that my hubby gifted me for Christmas. I am really grateful and really excited to read all of these. It's obviously going to take me a while to get through them, but I'm very happy with them. So thank you, hubby. I'm looking forward to jumping into The Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I don't know if I will read the entire thing from start to finish. I may. Usually with a series, I'll read the first book and then I'll read little things in between as like a palate cleanser, but we'll see. If I get gripped enough, then I may just absolutely fly through the whole thing. That's what I did when I read Fourth Wing. I loved it so much that I knew I had to read Iron Flame the moment I closed that book, so I did. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. I may end up doing that. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Let me know if you've read any of these books. If you have, let me know what you think. Please no spoilers, but I would love to know if you enjoyed any of these books, and let me know if you got any books for Christmas as well, or if you plan to get any for yourself as a Christmas gift, like a late Christmas gift or a New Year gift maybe. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye everyone!